Good morning. I am in the Default Cessna 172, and I am using the new public beta one, Explain 11.50 B1. I happen to be part of the developer preview build, and but being part of that meant that I really couldn't talk about it, and I couldn't stream it. So this is the my first stream to kind of like show what I've been experiencing over the last few months. So the first thing I think I'm going to do is I'm going to show where my graphic settings are, and just to give a baseline of what I'm experiencing and where my settings are. So we'll go over here and click on graphics. So I have visual effects on high, texture quality is high, anti-aliasing, I think I'm on the first notch. Number of world objects is in high. I have the Vulkan is checked, and I'm using a window simulator because I'm in VR. But the only other thing relevant is I have, I'll just click on done, resume flight. The only other thing that's kind of relevant is I have my AI aircraft turned off. So I'm kind of the only guy here in the airport, and so I just wanted to disclose all of that to understand what you're seeing. So I have FPS VR, and it's a pretty clear day today. I think they're calling it clear, and so I'm getting like 60 frames. And quite seriously, when I was running 1141, I was getting similar frames. So what I basically did was I basically copied my 1141 R1 or R1 install. I just basically copied it and updated to 1150 B1. That's how I did it, and I had to add a couple of symlinks to get to my my ortho scenery. So I'm also using ortho for Explain scenery at a level of 17, and pretty much all in the area where I fly, I'm all at that level. So I think we'll get the airplane started, and kind of my goal is to do like a few touch and goes, and just to see, you know, how everything's working. So put the power on, mixtures in. Yeah, get the beacon on. Turn the generator on.
KERI INTL Tom Ridge FLD information Bravo. 1400 Zulu weather. Wind 320 at 7, visibility more than 10. Sky clear, temperature 6.
Excuse me.
Altimeter 3002. Arriving runway 24, departing runway 24. Advise on initial contact, you have Bravo.
Alrighty, so let's let the airplane warm up a little bit here. Now that the airplane's running, yeah, still getting the frames are about the same, so no big change here. So yeah, fuel looks about right. I mean, I got enough to do some touch and goes, so I got the altimeter is set. I have the directional gyro is set, and we're gonna be VFR, so probably ought to put in squawk code 1200. Whoops, 1200, and put it on standby for right now. And flaps are up. Trims at takeoff. So. And I use OVR toolkit, so so I have a bunch of overlays. So I was trying to figure out like where to put some of them. So my Pilot2ATC, I decided I'll put it up overhead. Took a little while to figure out how to turn it and like get it placed up there, but generally I don't really need it. It's good to kind of check if you're having trouble with it understanding you is to look and see what it heard that you said, and kind of help that out. So because the problem is that if I bring this one up, it like completely on the X-Plane windows, it just wipes them right out. It just makes them transparent basically. So you need to kind of like keep them out of the way. So. And this little window here is, let me get the back of the way. This little window here, this is the landing rate plug-in. And I basically changed the background of it a little bit. So now it's almost transparent. I mean, I can see the Hobbs meter like right, just making sure. I can see the Hobbs meter like right through it. So, I mean, it's quite transparent. So not too bad. Okay, well, we'll see if Pilot2ATC is gonna play nice with me today. We'll see if I can get clearance to. We'll check weather first. Say weather, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf weather at Kilo Echo Romeo India is CLR. Visibility is 10 miles, winds are 330 at 7 knots, cloud coverage is CLR. Current altimeter is 3002.
The active runway, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf arriving and departing runway 24.
Okay, so we're in and out on 24, and so that was the runway I planned on. So I'll request taxi. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, request taxi.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is KERI clearance delivery on 126.8. Please repeat your request.
And I am not on ground, so clearance delivery will not give me taxi clearance. So I need to go on clearance delivery or ground. So if I click here, it should put it in the bottom in the standby. If I click it. KERI ground, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is ground, go ahead.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, request taxi.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, taxi to runway 24 via taxiways Delta, Alpha, hold short runway 02, and runway 24. Taxi to runway 24 via taxiways Delta, Alpha, hold short runway 02, and runway 24 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Alrighty. So there's a runway up here that most of the time they'll clear me through it, but we'll see how it goes today.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf
Yep.
clear to cross runway 20. Cleared to cross runway 20 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
There's a runway, a crossing runway right here. So across this runway, and then we'll turn on the taxiway A. That way. And when we get down here a little bit, there's a run-up area. I'll do a quick run-up and just to make sure everything's kind of working okay. It turned out to be a pretty day today. So I'm running real-time weather, and I don't have any weather add-ons. I just have whatever X-Plane is giving me for weather. So. Just trying to look visually at what I'm seeing. I certainly don't see any stutters that I would call stutters. Kind of hard when you're on the ground like this to actually see that, and but I'm running for a headset. I'm running a Valve Index, and the Valve Index has, I think, 4 refresh rates, and basically it's the refresh rate of the LCD displays, and so I think it's, trying to remember, 80, 90, 120, and 144. I am running at 120, and it almost is like, once I got this Valve Index and I changed the refresh rate from, I think I was on a 90. When I went to 120 and I was on 1.41 R1, as soon as I did that on a reasonably good day without extreme overcast, my frame rate went from 45 or so to like 60. All because I did that in my headset. I don't understand that, but I know what I saw, and I know what I'm being told on FPS VR. Unless it's lying to me, I don't know, but if I look in X-Plane, it shows exactly the same frames per second. I do not understand, but I know what I experience when I fly is it's an extremely fluid experience. So, and Vulcan should make that even more so. We'll do a little run up here. So I put the parking brake on, so I'm gonna take it up to 1800. Check to make sure my brakes are working. Okay, we're good. So we're going up to 1800. I'm looking for things in the green. Vacuum's in the green, oil pressure's in the green, oil temperature's in the green. I have good fuel flow, and so I'll go ahead and I'll turn it off. Looking for a drop. Yep, got one. Another drop. Back to left, back to both, and pull around back. So we're still on ground, so I'll go ahead and release the parking brake and taxi over to the runway. was the airport where I learned how to fly an airplane. That was a few years ago now. Probably, oh, I'm thinking 8 years ago now. So, yeah. My girlfriend surprised me for a Christmas present. She knew I was into computer flight simulation, and he handed me this package of books and a gift certificate, and I kind of looked at it, and the gift certificate to a flight school. So she basically paid for, I think it was my first 20 hours of flight training here at KERI at Erie Airport, and I kind of like looked at her and went, "Whoa!" She says, "You really need to learn how to fly for real." I went, oh, "Okay," and so that was the beginning of me becoming a student pilot. I guess I would call myself a former student pilot now. I had to quit when I was pretty close to like getting my my actual license, but work, the stress of work, kind of, I couldn't keep it out of my head. So when I was flying, I was doing.
Bravo Golf, contact tower on 118.1. Good day. Tower on 118.1, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
So I needed to, I just couldn't, it was the stress of the restructuring at work. I couldn't keep it out of my head. So, I see we switched, I switched us to tower, so we're good. So I had to quit, and, tough decision. One of the tougher decisions of my life. But it was the right approach, and so at that point in time, I got serious, way more serious than I'd ever been in computer flight simulation, and so I started writing plugins and all that stuff. So it allowed me to keep my my interest in aviation, and so I'm gonna turn off the taxi light, turn on the landing light, turn on the strobe, and I think we'll turn on the navs. So we're about ready. So let me see here. See if I can get this one right first time. Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, holding short, runway 24. Request departure, remain in pattern.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is tower, go ahead.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, holding short, runway 6. Request departure, remain in pattern. Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is tower, go ahead.
Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, holding short, runway 24. Request depart, remain in pattern.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, winds are 320 and 7 knots, altimeter 3002, cleared for takeoff. Runway 24, fly a left-hand pattern for touch and goes on runway 24, remain on this frequency.
Cleared for takeoff. Runway 24, fly a left-hand pattern for touch and goes. Runway 24 will stay with you. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Okie dokie. Sure, we come around, we got a 2-4 here. Yep, we do. So we'll fly a runway heading and wait until we're about 1,000 We're trying to get to pattern altitude, which is about 1,000 feet AGL. But when we're about 500 feet AGL, then we can go ahead and yeah, look and see where we are on the runway. Yeah, it looks like we can run out a little bit further here. Okay. We'll go ahead and make a turn. We're looking for a 150. And we're coming right up on altitude, so we'll pull her back to about 2,000 or so. Trying to get her at 1.5. There we go. We still want to climb, so I'm going to trim the nose down just a little bit. Look back. Yep, there's the runway. So. Make a turn. Looking for 60. As we come into it, we're going to roll into it. I'll pull her back to like 1,800 right there. Oh, right around pattern altitude, 17, 1,800, so. So, gonna put one notch of flaps out. Trying to maintain a heading of 6. And we're trying to get her to descend. Yeah, about 45 from the runway. So we're going to turn on to a heading of 3-3. I'll put another notch of flaps out. Roll her back to get on 3-3. Pitched up a little bit. I'm gonna try to get her back nose down a little bit so we don't lose our airspeed. Trying to look at the scenery while I'm also trying to pay attention to what I'm really supposed to be doing here. Scenery is actually looking really nice. So we'll roll on. We're rolling on to runway 24. And I'm at like about 60 knots right now. So, and descending at about 500 feet per minute. Actually, it's looking pretty good. You know, we'll I get over here a little closer. I'll be able to do a better look at the PAPI lights and see how they feel. And I'm thinking I'm okay. I'm right around 1,700 RPM right now. I also fly the REP plane, and this part of it is they're not the same at all. So I'm gonna pull back the power just a little bit. It looks like I'm a little bit high, not too much, but hopefully I didn't really mess that up. So I'm also gonna pull out the last notch of flaps. So the plane's gonna balloon up a little bit. So she's gonna lose a little bit of airspeed. Trying to get the nose to drop back down. But not too crazy. So right now I'm about 55. I'm just a little bit slow, but so its flaps back up. Landing looked pretty good. Yeah, I'd say that was good. So flaps are up. Trying to keep it straight down the runway. Give it full throttle. Up we go. Go ahead and put the trim back for takeoff. That'll allow it to climb out of here a little better. Yeah, come on, straighten up. The nose comes back down. Now the airspeed will pick back up again. So you basically, when you're coming in for a landing, you have the plane trimmed for like about 60 knots, 60, 65 knots. So, but with reduced power. So all of a sudden you give it full power, and then you got to retrim to match, to get the plane to kind of like stay at a specific airspeed. So climbing out, we probably want to be probably about 80 knots, something like that. So 80, 85. Okay. We can go ahead and I probably went a little too far away from the airport, not too much, but okay. Go back to 2000. A little bit above pattern altitude here, so I'm going to spin her. I'm trying for a heading of 15. And you can just hear the airspeed like pick up. So when it's picking up, I just pull back on the yoke just a little bit to kind of prevent that. So okay. So we're going to go over on a heading of 60. So at 60, I should be parallel with the runway. Looks like I am. And I forgot to call the tower the last time I did this. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 24. Request the option.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, while turning right over runway 24.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 24. Request the option.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, winds are 320 and 7 knots, cleared for the option runway 24.
Cleared touch and go runway 24 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Okay. So we'll pull the power back about 18. Put out a notch of flaps. Push the yoke in just a little bit to try to get it to start descending a bit. I'm definitely above pattern altitude, so I got to get rid of some elevation, but we got it kind of started in the right direction, so I'll just run out a little bit. I'll come a little bit further out on my downwind here. I've got a notch of flaps out, so I'll come out to where this road is. Come on, not too much here, seriously. So I'll come out to this road. Yeah, we'll turn about now, and because I'm right at pattern altitude now, so we'll be okay. So, go ahead. I'm going on a heading of 33. Put another notch of flaps out. Well, it sounds like I have the X-Plane sound a little bit higher than Pilot2ATC. I'll have to listen to the video and the VOD and see if what I'm hearing in the cockpit here is kind of that. So. Yeah, it's feeling like I'm a little low, but we'll see. I'm trying to just do a shallow turn into the runway. I'll keep that last notch of flaps out until I'm pretty sure. The pappies are saying I'm a bit low. But it's not looking like I am, so we'll see. Yeah, definitely not. I'll put that last notch of flaps in. Flaps up. Get my trim close while trying to pay attention. Just slowly trying to put the throttle into it. Oh, there we go. I got the trim pretty close right now. I tried to do it while I was doing my rollout to try to put the trim back where it is. So on the climb out here, let's kind of look at what we can see here. So what I'm looking for is stutters, and I have to admit I was pretty happy actually with 1141, but this is really nice. This is really nice. And like I said, this is Ortho for XP at a level of 17, so it's all wherever I fly. So in a tri-state area from where I live, pull the power back to 2000. From in the tri-state area where I live, it's all, I have it all at 17. So a little bit steep in the turn there. Get it at 15, and just kind of like roll into it to kind of match it. So she was climbing a little bit, so I just trimmed it down just a little bit. Okay, back around. Quite a bit of fun today. I'll pull it back to 18, I think. Okay. When I get it at 6, the goal should be, if I'm at 6, I should be parallel with the runway. So, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 24. Request the option.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, enter pattern on left downwind for runway 24. Call downwind.
Enter pattern on left downwind for runway 24 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 24.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, all turning final for runway 24.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, request the option, runway 24.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, winds are 320 and 7 knots, cleared for the option runway 24.
I have found that,
Runway 24 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
so I put another notch of flaps out. For some reason with Pilot2ATC, you can actually get that whole call in one time. If you do it more than once, she'll just give you a bunch of talk. And so if I just say I'm downwind, and after I do that, just tell her, hey, I want the option, then she says what the winds are, she complies. So just learning how to make Pilot2ATC match what you're trying to accomplish. So I'll put one more notch of flaps out. Yeah, so out here, this is the in Lake Erie and Erie. This is the peninsula, so it's about a 300-acre peninsula. So there's beaches out on the lakeside, and there's a lot of trails and that kind of stuff there. So. Okay. Turn in here, try to get lined up with the runway. Yeah, with this airplane, if you like pull the power back, like it seems like it kind of like drops like a rock, and it's quite a bit different. But so I'm gonna put the last notch of flaps out, try to trim it down a little bit. I'm trying to get my descent a little. Seems like I'm like just descending like way too. I'm like my feet per minute right here is like it's like too much, that I should be able to just slowly like pull it back, 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 pull it back. Oh, there we go. That was good. Oh yeah, that was good. I could tell that was good. I'm happy with that one. That was way better. Just a matter of managing your power. So I'm going to give it, come up, bring the throttle up. And about 55, I'll probably bring it off. Yeah, I can bring it off now. And while I'm climbing out, trying to maintain a runway heading, and I'm trying to get my trim back to takeoff trim. Whoa, 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 whoa. I was like way too pitched up. I was like about 50 knots, kind of like, oh, no, no, no. No, you want to be 85, not 50, you know. Stalling on takeoff is a bad place to be. Yeah, she still ain't climbing out at the speed she should. Yeah, looking down, seeing where we are. Cool. So, we'll go ahead and get over to a 150 heading. Yeah, pull it back to 2000. Try to roll into the 150. There we go. Perfect. So I'm at 90 degrees with the runway. I think that's the road. It's kind of nice out here because all the roads like run right parallel to the runway, so it's it makes it kind of easy to do your circuits and you know, have yourself fairly well lined up, you know. So I mean, I'm looking at the gauges and all that stuff too, but wait a minute. But it helps too, you know, where the roads are right parallel with the runway, so. There we go. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 24.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, all turning right through runway 24.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, request the option, runway 24.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, winds are 320 and 7 knots, cleared for the option runway 24.
Clear touching for runway 24 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Okay, so you can put 1 notch of flaps out. Pull back some power here. Trying to get the nose pointed down a little bit. That's weird. I put a little bit of trim in and it didn't do anything. Then I put the last trim in and it went from like 0 to like 1,000 feet per minute down. I'm like, what the heck? Oh well. If every circuit was the same, it wouldn't be fun. So rolling over here, trying to get to a 330 heading. Okay, start rolling in for the runway. The airspeed looking good. Altitude is looking a little bit low. I just give it just a little bit more power. I mean, the Pappies say I'm really low, but when I look at the runway, it doesn't look that way. Maybe. With the last notch of flaps out. That makes the nose like pitch up. And it like loses airspeed. Oh, that was good. That was good. Okay, up off the runway. Might trim back where it belongs. Yeah, for me, that's the most important part. Very good flare. Make my instructors happy. Okay. We'll turn her over to 150. And I think I'll maybe do one more touch and go. Yeah, we're good. Go to 06 heading. 060 heading. We're back to 18. Right at pattern altitude. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 24.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf altimeter 3003, call turning final for runway 24.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, request the option, runway 24.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, winds are 330 and 8 knots, clear for the option runway 24.
Clear touch and go runway 24 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
So 330 actually means that is almost a direct crosswind. That's kind of interesting. Say weather, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, weather Kilo Echo Romeo India CLR. Visibility is 10 miles, winds are 340 and 8 knots, cloud coverage is CLR. Current
What?
altimeter is 3003.
Yeah, so it's 340, so it's not a direct crosswind, but it's pretty close. I'm surprised that it hasn't that I've kind of dealt with it without too much effort. That makes me feel pretty good. Okay, another notch of flaps out. Rolling over to 330. Okay, roll her on in. Cool. A little off the center line there. Gonna get lined up with the runway. See the choo-choo trains? Alrighty, 150. Yeah, I'm gonna do a full stop landing this time. I'll leave it at full power until I get some more altitude there. Yeah, maybe back to 2,000. Okay, 150. 90 degrees with the runway. This looks like a good road to follow. Yeah, so a technique that I have learned is from the guy from Pilot2ATC is if you put your, since you're not using autopilot, if you put your heading bug where the Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 24, full stop landing.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf winds are 330.8 knots, clear to land runway 24.
Clear to land runway 24 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
So put me out a notch of flaps. But you put your heading bug on where the whatever the runway heading is, so that when you are, like right now, I'm downwind, so the heading bug is at the bottom. And when I come here and turn to 3-3, the heading bug is going to be, I believe, on my right. Trying to pay a little bit of attention here. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, so it'll be on my left. So I'll put out another notch of flaps. Push the nose down because it's going to balloon up. Trying to watch the airspeed so it doesn't like drop too low. So it's getting around 60, so I just shove the nose in, the yoke in a little bit, and just give it a little bit of a nose down trim. So we're a little bit close in here, but we can make it work. And I'm actually too high, so. Oh well. We'll have to see what we can do about that. So right now, yeah, the heading bug is over on my left. So. Yeah, the runway here is like 8,500 feet. So there's a lot of runway to land on. Okay. I'll go ahead and turn it in. Running right about 1,600 RPM right now. So we'll, yeah, we're descending at around 500 feet per minute. So we'll, looks like we'll get there. I may overfly the threshold a little bit, but we'll see when I drop in the, since I am high, you can clearly see from the tappy lights that I am high. So, gonna get me nose down a little bit. Whoops. That seemed too much. I'm like about 1,600. I can probably pull that back a little bit more. Oh yeah. We'll make this happen.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf exit runway enabled. Be advised you may have landed on the wrong runway.
No, I landed on the runway you told me. She always thinks I land on the wrong runway. Okay. We're over here. It's like I thought I pulled the throttle back. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, clear of the active.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, welcome to KERI International Bridge, contact ground on 121.9er. Have a good morning.
Ground on 121.9er Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Ground Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Request taxi to general aviation parking.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf taxi to general aviation parking via taxiways Alpha, Delta, Old Short Runway 02. Taxi to general aviation parking via taxiways Alpha, Delta, Old Short Runway 02 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
So on the X-Plane 1150 Beta 1, I guess you can put me in the happy camp. When I was doing the developer previews, some of the early ones were rough. They were really rough. I'm a Linux user, so I'm flying on Windows right now because of VR. But so a lot of my testing I was doing in VR, in Linux, and my goal is I want to be able to stream Vulkan VR in Linux, and I have quite a bit of that figured out. The only thing I haven't quite figured out is how to get chat to work, and I just will not. I will not stream unless I can have a chat window up that if there's people that want to chat, that I can actually respond to them. That's to me part of the fun of streaming is interacting with people. It doesn't happen on every stream. It happens on some streams. that's fine with me. And sometimes I have quite a few people, and other times I don't think I'm ever necessarily alone, but I may not be necessarily chatting with anybody. But that's good. That's fine. It's not everybody is comfortable, like, interacting with people. But so there's stop here. There's a runway right here, and on the way out, they cleared me, but here they didn't. So I'm on ground. So ground Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, request cross runway 20.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf cleared to cross runway 20. Cleared to cross runway 20 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
And as long as you, with Pilot2ATC, as long as you get the phraseology correct, you just basically have to say what they want to hear, and you can't be too far off, or it will be frustrating. And but if you're close to spot on, it's a non-issue. Just like that was, I give it the proper information it was looking for. It was happy. Go ahead and cross. So, but I have to admit, the type of flying that I am doing in my live stream, Pilot2ATC was one of the best investments I made. There was a couple of other ones, but this one was pretty good. It's quite an awesome program, because if the only other method is that if you use online, and the problem with online is that somebody would have to be in the controlling this area for me to do like touch and goes, and that's unlikely on a regular basis to happen. So when I want to fly, there wouldn't be anybody that would be talking that I could talk to. So, and the default X-plane ATC is I've tried to use it, and I won't. Maybe they'll get it fixed, but this works just great. So awesome. That was a very fun day. I see the heading indicators off just by a little bit, so that's pretty cool. So let me get things shut down a little bit here. So we got the avionics off. Just like my instructor told me to, never pull the mixture back unless the avionics is off. Okay. Off. So, this has been fun. Oh, so, one thing about this landing rate thing, so now that I have everything off, if I go ahead and say pause, so it shows me my last landing. And one thing I didn't realize is that if I turn the beacon on, and it doesn't display it. So when I was trying, I would try to like show it like out on the runway, and or on the taxiway, it wouldn't show it. But so you have to have it in pause and the beacon off. Once you do, then it shows it. So yeah, that was a good landing. Yeah, that's cool. Had quite a few good ones today, so that's pretty good. So okay, we'll unpause. Alrighty, and everything up. Do. Yes, I look good. So we'll yeah, that worked pretty good up there. That's pretty cool. So yeah, about an hour. That ain't too bad. So yeah, the final word on my on this. Yeah, like I said, 1150 Beta 1. Yeah, I'm happy. It's yeah, this'll work out. Yeah, and like I said, I need to kind of I'll listen to this and see where my levels are. I think if I looked at it right, I think Pilot ATC. I'm thinking that X-plane is a little bit too too high, but maybe not. I'll have to. I'll look at the. I'll watch the stream and see where we're going. But to anybody who rode along, thank you so much. To anybody who watches the video later on, thanks for watching. And to all, have a great day.